What's going on, everybody? This is Joe.
And Amy.
And we are back with another episode of Pokémon Colosseum. Last time, we were making our way through the Pokémon Lab here. Things got a little frustrating. We caught one new Shadow Pokémon and lost two others.
Right.
Because there was a lot of BS going on in this area. And then, in between episodes, I decided, you know what? I don't know if we want to keep playing during this recording session, or I didn't decide this. Amy and I were talking, and we weren't sure if we wanted to keep playing in this recording session or not. But I needed to go back to the PC. I figured I could heal all our team members that were injured from the last time, and we could save. And yeah, I took a wrong turn, and so here's an enemy. Sweeties, you've caused enough mischief already. Yeah, I don't think anybody's fainted, but some of our Pokemon are low. We have Cypher Peon Taney with Granbull.
Oh, shit.
And Linoon.
Granbull was so hard. The one and only time that we ever had to face it.
We've got Fortress down by a little and Espeon down by a lot.
Ugh.
But Granbull is also a Shadow Pokemon, Amy.
Shit.
And Granbull's Intimidate lowers both of our attack powers by -1.
Okay.
Shadow Rush.
So that works when it's a Shadow Pokemon?
It's just an ability, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it still has its ability, just you don't know what its nature is when you first get a Shadow.
Okay,
She does have a third Pokemon after this. The Linoon is level 38, and the Granbull is level 43.
Jesus, what a difference. Let's use Shadow Rush on the Granbull, and let's use Psybeam on the Granbull.
Ooh, okay.
I want to just kill it before it ever hits us.
Oh, you don't want to try to catch it?
Oh, yeah, I do. Shitballs.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to, but it's an option for you.
Let's use Return on it.
On the Granbull.
Yeah.
Okay. So Espeon used Return. Wow, that did nothing. Nothing. Linoon used Headbutt and killed Espeon.
Shit.
It was only at 25.
I know, but I really needed the...
Oh, everybody else is at full health. It was literally only Espeon that was low. Everybody is at full health still.
Espeon's always low. I should get like a suit of armor for Espeon to wear. Any hoozle.
Go on.
Granbull is normal.
Correct.
Only?
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was normal dark.
Nope.
Okay.
You would think that. That would be cool, but no.
Alright. Let's try putting Furret in. I know it has a history of dying, but...
Okay.
Whatever, man.
Granbull used Strength also on the Espeon slot and did 90 damage to Furret. Fortress entered Hyper Mode and did not attack.
Great.
Oh, technically I was wrong. It was like 88 damage, but still.
You know what? I'm not gonna call.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
Crit?
Yeah.
On who?
On Granbull.
And?
And Focus Punch.
Also on Granbull? You're gonna crit it and super effectively hit it and still try to catch it?
Fuck me, man. I'm gonna lose every single Pokemon if I don't do something. Alright. Alright, go back. Fuck. Use the crit on Linoon.
Okay. And then...
Focus Punch the Granbull.
Okay. You remember how Focus Punch works?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're still... As long as you want to do it,
I have
that's
to
fine.
try.
No problem.
I'm sure it won't work, but I have to.
That's fine. Furret is tightening its focus. Linoon used Headbutt on Furret, and Furret faints. Okay. They're not targeting Fortress at all because Fortress is Steel type. So there's that. Piloswine, Quillfish, Umbreon.
Umbreon.
Another defensive Pokemon. I like it. I like your thought process there. So in comes Umbreon. Granbull used Strength on the Furret slot and deals 48 damage to you.
I should have killed it. Fuck Granbull.
Shadow Rush crit kills Linoon. Fortress is hit with a little bit of recoil, but Linoon goes down. Umbreon gained 520. And in comes Vigoroth, her final Pokemon.
It's even worse than Granbull. No, it's not. Shadow Rush. Fuck, man.
I think, for what it's worth, these are her last two Pokemon. I think you're doing great. I know it seems scary, but I think you're doing really well.
Use the Shadow Rush on the Granbull.
Okay. Bite, Toxic, Secret
Bite
Power.
on Vigoroth.
Fury swipes from Vigoroth. Hits Umbreon. It's like 6 damage each time. Hits 5 times. Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Okay. Umbreon used Bite on the Vigoroth. Okay. Did like a third, I would say. Scary Face. Good. It lowered Umbreon's speed by -2, and Fortress came to its senses.
Oh.
We have not seen that before, but it broke out of Hyper Mode
Wow.
and then Shadow Rushed without a crit and hit Granbull.
What the fuck?
That was really weird. That's the first time we've seen that.
Yeah. And now I'm confused and mad. Okay. Really mad.
Well, you can always enter Hyper Mode again. It's not like they're attacking Fortress. They are normal types. They have not very effective moves against it. So
Okay.
Fortress has taken no damage from them. It came in 8 points down, and it took recoil damage from all the Shadow Rushes it's been doing.
Okay, well, you'd think it'd be doing a hell of a lot more damage with the Shadow Rushes it's doing.
I mean, it one-shotted Linoon and killed it with a crit. So it just didn't do a lot to Granbull. But
I'll do it to Granbull.
okay, and then Bite on Vigoroth again.
Yep.
You got it. Fury swipes again from Vigoroth. Okay, only 3 times. Okay, that's fine. Scary Face again. Not a problem. It was already going to be slower than both of your Pokemon, so doing that more is great. So we're at -4 speed on Umbreon. Granbull is in the yellow now.
Thank God.
Fortress hit with a little recoil. Umbreon uses Bite on Vigoroth. Down to the low yellow on Vigoroth.
Alright, just do it again.
Yep.
I don't even want to see it.
Vigoroth used Fury swipes again.
Definitely don't want to see this.
Crit, and it hit 3 times. Granbull used Strength. That's Umbreon. Okay. Alright. Still, that took a long time. And you have 2 more left. Quillfish, Piloswine.
Piloswine's a tank.
Yeah,
Put it in.
you got it. In comes Piloswine.
Blizzard these bitches.
Well, that'll hit both Granbulls now in the red.
Okay.
Fortress hit with recoil. So you can either Shadow Rush the Vigoroth, or maybe try to catch the Grand Bull.
Shadow Rush the Vigoroth. I want to try and do a little bit more damage.
To Grand Bull?
Yeah, do you think if I did a dig, it would survive it?
No.
Fine.
Dig is...
We'll just use a million of our Ultra Balls, I guess.
Okay. So you want to use it on Piloswine's turn?
Yeah.
The Ultra Ball? Alright. Let's try it. Come on, baby. Come on. Alright, here's the Snag Ultra Ball. One. Okay. Okay. Fury Swipes. On Piloswine.
Good.
Hit twice.
Couldn't have ever done that to Umbreon.
Scary, I know. Scary Face again. Double, or -2 speed. Shadow Rush from Fortress. Kills the Vigoroth. You are only facing Granbull, who is currently in the red.
Good.
Piloswine gained 526. Alright.
Alright, so we will use Fortress' turn to throw an Ultra Ball again.
I like it.
And we will do Odor Sleuth on Piloswine.
You got it. Here comes the Snag Ultra Ball. Come on, baby. Come on. One, 2, 3. Amy!
Oh my god, no fucking way that only took 2 balls.
Second Ultra Ball. Cypher Piontani is down. What a stressful way to start an episode.
Oh my god.
Oh god damn. Your mischief is going overboard. We got 1720 for winning. Very nice. God damn.
You're the vigilante Batgirl.
Alright, so did we come from this way or no? We did not. There's a dude over there, but... Okay, so we came from this way. When we went this way... Oh, okay. We got caught up by facing a guy here. So to get back to the PC and stuff, we have to go this way. My bad. Alright.
Well, we hopefully are gonna make it.
Oh, yeah. Well, at this point now we're going through charted territory already, so we're fine.
So I was gonna say, hope, but we made it. And then I was like, well, maybe I should say hopefully, since I thought we were gonna make it the first time.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that was my plan, right? And then I screwed it up and walked right into a trap. Okay. Well, Amy, you mentioned, or we talked about it a little bit at the end of the last episode. Is there a world where we add Granbull to the team right now?
Yes.
Okay. In place of whom? Espeon, Piloswine, Quillfish, Umbreon, Furret.
It might as well be Furret. That Focus Punch has literally worked once.
Correct. Alright, but you want them both up top, the Shadow Pokemon?
Yeah.
You got it. Okay. Let's save while we're here, since you caught that Granbull, and we don't want to have to do that again.
Nope.
Alright, your progress has been saved. And back to... Oh! Sorry. I was going to say back to the lab we go, but I forgot. You still have a... Oh, in fact, I did that backwards, didn't I? Yeah, Furret's got to go this way. Okay. Yeah, you've got a fainted Umbreon and Espeon? Yes. So yeah, we gotta put them both in here. Come on, you two. And Piloswine took some damage as well, I believe. So, okay. For those of you who were not here last time, this is how we are healing our Pokemon. It's a whole thing. Because there's no Pokemon Center or healing machine or anything. So this is how we have to heal our Pokemon. Is by putting them in the PC and then taking them out of the PC. Anyway, out we go. Let me just make sure I'm not being an idiot here. Yes, everybody's good. Okay, good times. Wait a minute. Nope. See? I knew it. I knew I was forgetting someone. Fortress is still at 79 of 120, so... Sorry, everyone. God damn it. It's so annoying.
Well, as different as this game is to other Pokemon games, I have to say the consistency in the frustration remains the same.
Okay.
It's slightly different reasons for the frustrations sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes not. But it's still there just as much.
Okay. Alright, so we have to try to remember where to go now. And by we, I mean I. Constantly south here until we get to the elevator. Okay. Now, we have some options here, right? Technically, when we were here last, we tried to go to the left, and we were stopped by that guy, and then we turned around. So we can try to go through this door, or we can go back this way where we fought the last woman just a moment ago.
Let's go to the door first.
Okay, takes us into this singular room with a DNA sample.
Ew.
So we obtained a DNA sample. I don't think there's anything else.
Well, luckily our character's wearing gloves.
Okay, so to the right or up again? Because we were here before.
Let's go to the right.
Oh, free stuff. It's one full restore.
Nice.
There's also, in the room above us, there's an item.
And none of our keys that we have open that door.
What door? This is not a door.
It's not.
No. Okay. But if you look, those are the two elevators right where we just fought that woman.
Okay.
It's right up here. So we just go up here. We fought that woman here. We can go forward and get a DNA sample off the floor. Do you want to go up these elevators or go north to this room up here?
This way.
Okay. Nothing to do here, right? Okay. So there's a guy over there. There's all these vats of liquid, it seems. Can't do anything with any of these. And there's an item back there on the floor.
Okay.
That's shiny. So I assume he stops us. He does not stop us.
Wow.
And we get a DNA sample. Talk to this guy. What in the name of... How did you two avoid the eyes of our security staff? Researcher Dubik would like to battle. And sends out Electrode and Electrode.
Oh, great. I don't suppose you put the right Pokemon up front.
Well, we have our Shadow Pokemon up front.
Alright.
But also, Fortress... Oh, Granbull's Intimidate lowers both of their attack stats.
Oh, that's nice.
And thanks to Fortress, Fortress is a Steel type.
Oh, so are they?
Well, no, they are not. I wish they were, and it would make sense to me that they were, but then they would just be the Magnemite line. So they didn't make Voltorb and Electrode Steel types, even though they're metal balls. I think it's the dumbest thing ever, but that's me personally. But we only have Shadow Rush, so do you want to use the both Shadow Rushes on the same Pokemon, or split them?
To level 37?
Correct.
Split them.
You got it. Oh, Fortress learned Protect now that it's one bar down. Electrode used Screech and lowered Granbull's defense -2.
Gross.
The other Electrode used Screech and missed Granbull.
Nice.
Shadow Rush brings Electrode down to 1/3 health or so. Shadow Rush brings the Electrode down to below half, but above a third.
Let's swap which one does which.
Okay. Electrode used Spark on Granbull. The other Electrode used Spark on Granbull, still at 68.
Wow.
Granbull used Shadow Rush and finished off the Electrode.
Nice.
And is hit with recoil down to the yellow, unfortunately. But down goes Electrode.
It was already down. It was on the floor the whole time.
Nice. Fortress entered Hyper Mode and didn't attack, and Granbull was paralyzed.
Ooh.
I mean, there's only one option regardless for Granbull, but with Fortress, do you want to fight or call?
Call.
Okay, so first, Fortress! Okay, it's 1.5 bars down from full. That's good. Electrode used Explosion. Granbull likely dies. Fortress likely does not. Granbull does die. Fortress does not. In fact, it did like 21 damage or less.
Amazing.
Right? I mean, that Intimidate lowering its attack helped.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a steel type, so normal is not very effective against it, which Explosion is. But anyway, you defeated Researcher Dubik. You didn't duck from security, you walked all over them.
Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't easy, though. Ugh.
Do whatever you want. It's too late now. We're finished with our research. What you're doing is futile.
What you're doing is futile.
Got him. Okay, so we
I've got all the Ein
files.
files. That's what it was. It was like Ein papers? Nah.
Don't be ridiculous. Oh, you know what we can do, though? We'll be back. Okay, we're back. Amy, this, I believe, is the only place that we have not gone yet in this area. Do you want the left elevator or the right elevator?
The right elevator.
Up we go. Okay.
Big sewing machine.
It's a DNA analyzer.
Oh.
We have 3 DNA samples that say a DNA sample of some sort as the description for the item.
Maybe we'll be able to figure out what's wrong with me.
Oh, God. Alright, so we put in the DNA sample. This DNA sample was that of Suicune.
Oh.
It's a DNA analyzer.
Okay.
Put in the second sample. This DNA sample was that of Mightyena. It's a DNA analyzer. This item can't be used now. Oh, that was Mightyena's, Suicune's? Okay, so it shifted around. That's fine. This DNA sample was that of Quilava.
Oh. Interesting.
Okay, well now we've analyzed all the DNA samples. I don't know what that does for us, but maybe the other elevator will help us understand that. What do you think?
Hopefully.
Because otherwise, I don't know what else to do. By the way, if I didn't say it, obviously we went and healed our Pokemon in that little cut there, and we just didn't make you watch the whole thing. What? What are outsiders doing here? Why isn't security doing their job? Because now it's your job, Researcher Kotan. What do you think about that? He's got Electrode and Magneton.
Okay.
Obviously, we have Fortress and Granbull.
Okay.
Intimidate cuts Electrode's attack and cuts Magneton's attack. Shadow Rush on which one?
From Fortress?
Correct.
On the Magneton.
And from Granbull?
On the Electrode.
Electrode used Rain Dance. It started to rain.
What?
Do you want to know why it does that?
Why?
In the rain, Thunder never misses.
Oh.
So Thunder hits Fortress and puts it to 10.
What the actual fuck?
Shadow Rush puts Electrode below half, and Granbull's hit with a little bit of recoil, and Fortress entered Hyper Mode and did not attack. Rain continues to fall.
Okay.
Call Fortress, Shadow Rush, Protect.
If I use Shadow Rush, it'll have a crit. Because it's in hyper mode. But it'll likely die from the recoil.
Not from the recoil. Recoil does like 7 each time, 6 or 7. But both Magneton and Electrode were faster than Fortress last turn. So if either of them attacks Fortress, that's how you bring that.
But maybe they don't.
Sure, maybe they don't. That's a possibility.
So let's try to crit Shadow Rush the Magneton. And then we will use Granbull's Shadow Rush on the Electrode.
Electrode used Thunder. You know it will miss, and it hits. Cool.
Damn it.
Quillfish, Umbreon, Espeon, or Piloswine, who will be immune to the Thunders.
Okay, let's use Piloswine.
Piloswine it is. Magneton used Thunder, and it doesn't affect Piloswine because they both attacked your Fortress.
Wow.
Electrode is down. Now, if this next Pokemon, if this is a Magnemite, then it's the same as the other researchers, just slightly swapped around in terms of the order.
Right.
But anyway, Piloswine gains 675. It's an Ampharos.
Oh.
Rain continues to fall.
Okay.
Dig on whom? Higher level or lower level?
Lower.
And Shadow Rush on Ampharos then?
Yes.
You got it. Magneton used Thunder, and it hits Granbull down to 25.
Ouch.
Shadow Rush does hit on Ampharos, putting it to half. Maybe a little less than half. Piloswine digs a hole. Ampharos uses Thunder, which doesn't miss, and kills Granbull. Okay. Espeon, Umbreon, Quillfish.
What are we looking at here? We got... They're both about half?
Health-wise?
Yeah.
No? Have we hit Magneton yet? No. But we're about to dig it.
Oh.
But Magneton's at full health.
Okay.
But Ampharos, yes, is it exactly half, maybe a little less.
Let's bring Quillfish in. Because if it keeps raining, then we'll be able to surf. At least.
Rain does continue to fall, in fact. Quillfish wants to surf, and it uses it immediately. Which means Ampharos takes a little bit. Magneton takes more, actually, but still a little bit. Magneton used Thunder and finishes off Quillfish, I assume. Yep. Umbreon or Espeon?
Umbreon. Can't put the glass cannon in the thunderstorm.
Don't forget, you're not wrong, but don't forget Espeon's special defense is at like 90 at this point. It's like not super low anymore.
Sure.
But it's still lower than Umbreon, so like I said, I still agree with your decision. But
Okay.
Umbreon gains 690, and Piloswine gains 690. Obviously, we were able to kill with the dig. Thunder from Ampharos on Umbreon brings it to 86.
Oh, whatever. Tight.
bite and dig?
Yeah.
You got it. Dig and bite. Bite goes first. Hits and puts it into the red. Low red, in fact. Ampharos is static paralyzed Umbreon. Umbreon synchronized paralyzed Ampharos. Piloswine digs a hole. And Ampharos is fully paralyzed and does not get to attack.
Wow.
And the rain stopped.
That's awesome.
Piloswine used Dig because it's faster than the two paralyzed Pokemon, and you win. Super effective.
Nice.
Umbreon gained 852, and Piloswine gained 852. You defeated researcher Kotan. Oh, crud! There's no way I'm gonna let you go! 1680 for winning. Lots of money recently. Really nice.
Well, they're lab researchers. They probably make lots of money.
Wahaha! Now you're stuck! There's no escaping the lab for you!
Just turn it back.
Can't.
No. Punch the guy in the face.
Not an option.
Okay.
It says there's no escaping the lab. Does that mean that we can't go heal up? Because that'll make me sad. If we really need to go heal. This way. Well, that music that you loved is gone, Amy.
Yeah, now it's this super annoying alarm.
Correct. All right.
But everything's pretty in red.
Flashing red. Slowly, thankfully. Okay. Well, back up we go. Let's see if it at least lets us into that other room outside of the lab, or if the door to this lab is truly sealed shut, because that would make me sad. Wait for it. Okay. I mean, he said there was no escaping the lab. But this gate is still open, so I don't know that that dude knows what those words mean. But anyway, that's fine. Then I guess we'll heal up and we will cut back in when we are back to where that guy pressed that button.
Yeah, I guess he was figuring that security would do their jobs at that point.
Yeah, but no such luck, pal. Okay, we're back. Or should I say, sorry, we're back! Okay, can't press the button again even though he's moved. And he still says the same thing. So now we go this way.
But we can go around him, no problem.
And here is, hi, I heard the alarm so I came running. Really seems like you came falling, but Cypher Peon Remel would like to battle. And has Vibrava and Kadabra.
Ah.
We have Fortress and Granbull. Granbull almost one full bar down.
Wow.
And guess what? Vibrava's a shadow Pokemon.
So annoyed by it. I don't even care anymore. I just want to kill them all.
And then obviously Intimidate lowered their attack power.
Who used Intimidate?
Granbull's Intimidate lowered Vibrava and Kadabra's attack power.
Got it. Okay. Let's Shadow Rouge.
Which one?
Kadabra.
And?
Kadabra. And then Shadow Rush the Vibrava. Because they have the same name.
Psybeam hits Granbull down to 82.
Don't.
Vibrava used Dragon Breath.
Jesus, what?
And hit Granbull.
So it was a ground type.
It is Ground End.
Dragon?
Yep.
What the hell?
But that Shadow Rush brought it below half from Granbull. Fortress entered Hyper Mode and did not attack.
Great. Let's call. And let's Shadow Rush the Brava.
You want to kill it?
Oh, yeah, I forgot it's a Shadow Pokemon. Kadabra.
Okay, first, Fortress! Almost halfway there, Amy. A little above half still. Kadabra used Psybeam again. And finished off Grand Bowl.
That makes me extremely annoyed.
Well, who would you like to send in?
No one.
Quillfish, Umbreon, Espeon, Piloswine.
You know, I thought that Ice was good against Dragon.
You're correct.
It's not on the list.
What do you mean?
Oh, because I'm reading it the wrong direction.
So, Ice against Dragon.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, so let's put Piloswine in.
But again, Vibrava is the one you're trying to possibly catch.
Not anymore.
Okay. Vibrava used Dragon Breath. And hit Piloswine. And Piloswine became paralyzed. Shadow Rush with Fortress on whom?
Dabra.
Blizzard?
Blizzard.
Kadabra used Roleplay and copied Piloswine's Oblivious ability. Dragon Breath again hits Piloswine. Fortress used Shadow Rush on Kadabra and killed it in one hit.
Wow. Waste of a Blizzard.
Kadabra goes down. Well, no, because she's going to fill that slot. Piloswine gains 652. And she sends in Swellow. Very much not a waste of a Blizzard. Here comes Blizzard, which hits Vibrava and kills it. And hits Swellow and almost kills it. Piloswine gained 580. And her last Pokemon is Kecleon. Okay, Shadow Rush on whom?
Kecleon.
And Dig, Blizzard, Blizzard again. Okay. Swellow flew up high. Kecleon dug a hole. Both of these attacks miss. Shadow Rush and Blizzard.
Why?
Because one's in the air and one's underground.
So?
So
Snow would still hit a flying object, or an object that's dug a hole for itself.
nope, not how Blizzard works.
Okay.
Thunder still hits something that has flown up high. And Earthquake still hits something that has dug down under the ground. But otherwise, I think almost every other attack or all other attacks miss.
That's dumb. Alright.
But we can do it again now.
Sounds good.
Okay, Swellow used Fly and missed Piloswine. Kecleon used Dig and critted Piloswine, putting it to 54. Fortress does use Shadow Rush on Kecleon. Doesn't quite do half. And then Piloswine does use Blizzard, which hits Kecleon for a little bit. And Kecleon's color change made it the Ice type. And Swellow faints. Piloswine gains 745 experience.
Wow.
And Kecleon is her final Pokemon. So Shadow Rush it.
Yes.
And Dig, Blizzard, Endure, Odor Sleuth, switch. What are you feeling?
Dig it.
Kecleon dug a hole. Fortress used Shadow Rush and missed. Piloswine is fully paralyzed and did not get to dig.
Okay.
That would have been really cool, actually. No such thought.
Okay.
Try again.
Yep.
Kecleon used Dig again, critting Piloswine to 2 HP. Wow,
It
that was
lived.
fun. Shadow Rush faints the Kecleon. Okay, that was a lot. Piloswine gains 607 and is almost 45. But not quite. Cypher Peon Rimmel was defeated. You're too strong, little boy. Oh, I forgot to... I didn't see how much, but over $1,000 for winning. We'll be back. Okay, we are back. The door is locked. Release the lock? Yes? Ah.
Oh, do we have to put the DNA in?
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to at least click the DNA answers.
Nice. Okay.
So do you remember them?
Yeah.
Which are they?
We've got Suicune at the bottom. We've got Quilava above that. And we've got Mightyena to the left.
You did it. Absolutely right. Okay. Here we go. It's another fight.
Hello!
Scrub. Not once, not twice, but 3 times we meet? Do you recall who I am? I shall avenge my humiliation at the Relic Forest. Cypher Peon Scrub would like to battle. Do you want any scrubs, Amy?
I never do.
It's Hitmontop and Graveler. We have Fortress and Granbull. And guess what? That Hitmontop, still a Shadow Pokemon.
Whatever, dude. Murderize it.
Hitmontop's Intimidate lowers both of our attack powers, and Granbull's Intimidate lowers both of their attack powers. Shadow Rush on Hitmontop or Graveler? With Fortress. I mean, one's level 38, one's level 44, but...
Yeah, I mean, I've been using Granbull as though it's a higher level than Fortress, even though it's really not.
Stronger.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've been doing that, but I don't know if the Shadow Rush actually is any stronger coming from Granbull than it is from Fortress, you know?
Sure.
Okay, so you're not going to tell me.
I mean, I don't know definitively.
Oh.
If I recall correctly from what we've seen, I believe that Granbull's is stronger.
Okay.
But,
That's how I felt too.
yeah,
Alright.
I believe it has done more damage when both have hit the same Pokemon.
Sure. Why don't we hit Graveler with both?
Okay. Granbull learned Scary Face. Hitmontop used Triple Kick, which, as the name implies, hits multiple times. 3 to be exact. It is super effective.
It makes his jaw come way out.
Yes, and it dealt 61 damage to you. That did that much to Graveler, the Shadow Rush from Granbull. And Fortress entered Hyper Mode and did not attack.
Okay.
Graveler used Brick Break and put Granbull to 12. Both used fighting type attacks against your normal type. Fortress is in Hyper Mode.
Edge. Okay. Call Fortress.
Got it.
And use Shadow Rush on... I don't even fucking know.
He has 2 more Pokemon after these 2 as well.
Our Granbull's gonna die.
Yes. Yeah. For sure.
Graveler. We'll pretend it'll do something.
So first, Fortress! Okay, Fortress is 3 full bars down. 2 more to go. Hitmontop used Shadow Rush and hit Granbull. And so yes, Granbull faints. Who's next? You've got a fighting type and a rock ground type that you're facing off against.
about Quillfish?
Makes sense to me. In comes Quillfish. Graveler used Brick Break. It's not very effective against Quillfish. Who will we Shadow Rush?
Graveler.
Okay,
And then we're gonna surf them both.
Okay. Surf hits. On top takes a little. Graveler takes a lot and faints.
I wanted that to happen, and I wasn't sure that the circle alone would do it.
Yeah, thankfully the 4 times weakness helped a lot there.
Yeah.
Quillfish gains 631.
Quillfish is only 39. It was 44.
Yeah. And here's Clam Pearl, and then Shadow Rush from Hitmontop hits Quillfish. Fortress used Shadow Rush on Clam Pearl. Brought it down by 1/4 to 1/3, probably closer to 1/4.
Shadow Rush the Clam Pearl. I think we still surf here.
Okay. Quillfish used Surf. There's very little to Hitmontop. There's less to Clam Pearl. Shadow Rush from Hitmontop hits Quillfish down to the yellow. Fortress entered Hyper Mode.
Hey, let's go.
Iron Defense. That means +2 defense for Clam Pearl. Okay, and then what will Quillfish do?
Switch.
2.
Espeon.
You got it. So first, Fortress! Okay, below 2 full bars remaining. Quillfish comes out. Espeon comes in. Hitmontop used Focus Energy and is getting pumped, so you know that means its critical hit chance is increased. Clam Pearl used Waterfall.
Okay.
And hit Fortress down to 60. Fortress learned Bide by going below that threshold.
Okay. Let's hit Hitmontop with a... we have to do Clam Pearl first. Shadow Rush. Confusion.
Okay. Confusion on Hitmontop. Super effective, finishes it off. Quillfish gained 373, Espeon gained 373. And in comes Wobbuffet. Fortress entered Hyper Mode. Waterfall again. Hits Fortress down to 10.
Okay. Let's hit Wobbuffet with Shadow Rush. And we will hit Clam Pearl with Psybeam.
Psybeam hits. And takes down Clam Pearl in 1 hit. Quillfish gained 435, Espeon gained 435. Fortress used Shadow Rush, critting the Wobbuffet to half.
Good.
Hit with recoil down to 3. Wobbuffet used Mirror Coat, but it failed. And Fortress is still in Hyper Mode.
Oh, good. So it's going to do a crit again.
Most likely. It's not definitive, but it's much more likely to do so.
Alright, so let's do it again.
And
maybe I shouldn't do it again. actually call. No, Psy Beam won't do it because Wobbuffet's a psychic.
Wobbuffet is a psychic type, yes.
Okay. But Return would probably do it.
It could do it. I don't know what Wobbuffet's defenses look like, but if it's only going to use Mirror Coat again, which you're not certain it will, but if it does and you hit it with Return, it means that it will have wasted its turn. Because Return is a physical attack, and Mirror Coat only counters special attacks.
Okay. Let's call Fortress and return the Wobbuffet.
Okay. Fortress! Okay. Almost down to 1.5 remaining, so it's still a little above that. Return from Espeon. Does a little bit to Wobbuffet, not a lot. Wobbuffet does use Mirror Coat, and so wastes its turn.
Okay. So we will Shadow Rush it. And Swift it.
Okay. Swift hits first. Down to the red. Shadow Rush second.
Oh my god.
Still alive. Hit with Recoil and Fortress dies.
So we got that call.
Correct. Umbreon, Quillfish, Piloswine.
Put Quillfish back in. This battle's almost over.
Oh, and you've got that bug type attack.
Ooh, don't.
Wobbuffet used Counter and killed Quillfish. I did not know that it worked that way. But Poison Point poisoned Wobbuffet, and so who gets free experience? Because Wobbuffet's going to take that poison damage and die as soon as we send this Pokemon out. So, Umbreon or Piloswine?
Umbreon.
You got it. In comes Umbreon. Poison damage for Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet faints.
I love it.
That's hilarious. Thanks, Quillfish. Umbreon gains 796. Well, you really earned it, Umbreon. Nicely done. And Espeon obviously gains 796 as well. And you win.
It's okay. Umbreon earned it earlier.
That's fair. You defeated Cypher Peon Scrub. And he gave you $1,760 for winning.
Thanks, bro. You must love me.
I guess. Oh, dear God. Okay. Oh, right. Yes, we will be back. Okay, we're back. We can go this way. We found 1 HP up. And then when we come this way...
Ooh, cutscene.
Good. This disk has been scrubbed of all data. That's done it. What? How did you get in here without my notice? Ah, I see. You must be the much-talked-about Gruel. Little did I expect to see you here. I am Ein. I am in charge of this Shadow Pokemon lab. No one must be allowed to interfere with our Shadow Pokemon plan. I won't allow it. Let me acquaint you with the power of my Shadow Pokemon.
Okay.
Give you one guess who his Shadow Pokemon is. Cypher Admin Ein would like to battle. He sends out Golbat and Altaria.
Okay.
You've got Fortress and Granbull. Intimidate lowers Golbat's attack. Intimidate lowers Altaria's attack. Shadow Rush, Bide, or Protect?
Shadow Rush.
He's got 5 Pokemon, by the way. Golbat is 48. Altaria is 46.
Altaria, please.
And then Shadow Rush or Scary Face.
Golbat.
Confuse Ray from Golbat hits and confuses Granbull.
Okay.
Altaria used Ice Beam on Granbull as well. Granbull is confused and hurts itself. And Fortress entered Hyper.
So they did a lot, but we did literal nothing.
Actual nothing.
Okay.
Fight or call?
Call, please.
Okay, and then attempt to Shadow Rush. Which one was it? I'm sorry. Golbat, right? With Granbull?
Yeah.
Okay. Fortress! Okay, 1 bar remaining, Amy. 1 more bar. Golbat used Bite on Granbull. Altaria used Ice Beam. Granbull down to 12.
Just get it off. Come on. Shadow Rush.
It kills itself.
Oh my god. Fuck you, Granbull. I should have killed you when I had the chance.
Alright, so Golbat and Altaria. You know Golbat's 2 types, in Flying and Poison. Do you remember Altaria's 2 types?
I'm gonna guess Flying and Ice.
It is not Ice.
Water.
No.
Fucking annoying.
It's one that you wouldn't expect.
Ugh.
It's Dragon.
Okay.
So, Altaria does have a 4 times weakness to one thing.
Ice.
Yes.
Even though it has an ice type attack itself.
Right?
That's fucking dumb.
It's not though, because if you had a dragon type, like Vibrava for example, Altaria is weak to dragon.
Right.
Because it's dragon flying. Ice is super effective against dragon, so it's a way to combat a dragon facing down against his Altaria.
Okay. Piloswine it is.
And the nice thing is Blizzard hitting both. Golbat also weak to ice because it is also part flying. So, who will Fortress Shadow Rush?
The Golbat.
Okay, and the Blizzard?
Yes.
Okay. Golbat used Confuse Ray, and it hit Piloswine. Piloswine became confused. Altaria used Ice Beam on Piloswine. Piloswine
Seems fine. Damn it.
is confused and uses the Blizzard,
Good.
which hits Golbat, super effective, not quite half, and misses Altaria.
Oh, shit.
Shadow Rush hits Golbat down to the red.
Okie doke.
Fortress is hit with Recoil. Same thing again?
Yes.
Or I guess you'll want to target Altaria, though?
No.
Okay.
I want to kill Golbat fully.
Gotcha.
And if the Blizzard misses...
Sure. Golbat used Bite. Did a little bit to Piloswine. Altaria used Ice Beam. Did a little bit to Piloswine. Maybe a little more than a little bit, but still. Piloswine is confused and hurts itself. Fortress does get off the Shadow Rush and does finish off the Golbat.
Great.
Fortress is hit with Recoil. And down goes Golbat. Piloswine gained 879
Very nice.
and is your first level 45.
Jesus.
Okay.
And look at those pluses. Plus 4 to HP. That's insane.
Seems pretty good to me. 154 HP, 95 attack, 75 defense, 72 special attack, 77 special defense, and 53 speed. And in comes Huntail.
What the fuck is that thing? Besides an abomination. Look at its face.
What does it look like? What type of Pokemon does it look like?
I mean, like an eel, I guess?
Sure, which would make it.
If it's very, I don't know, like maybe suffered some kind of damage to the face. So it's a water type
Correct.
and maybe electric?
Nope, just water.
Okay. Great. Well, we'll Shadow Rush it, I guess.
Okay, and you still want to try Blizzard?
Yes.
Got it. Altaria used Ice Beam and hit Piloswine down to 17. Huntail used Surf. Damn. I was going to say next turn you could try to use an item on Piloswine if you wanted. Fortress goes down to 64, and Piloswine faints super effective. You can still revive it later if you'd like. Quillfish, Umbreon, Espeon.
Umbreon? I don't know.
Okay, so you have a flying dragon type in against you and a water type in against you. So thankfully, none of your Pokemon are weak to water, none of your Pokemon are weak to flying, and none of your Pokemon are weak to dragon. Now you know that Altaria has been using Ice Beam, none of your Pokemon are weak to ice.
Yeah, okay.
So, and again, we said none of your Pokemon are weak to water, Huntail used Surf. So,
okay, so maybe instead of going with something defensive, we go with something offensive.
Okay.
Like Psybeam.
I like it. I would do the same.
Okay.
So in comes Espeon. You know that its special attack is decent, and both attacks that it just used against you last turn were special.
Yeah.
Huntail did take that Shadow Rush. It didn't take much from it, as you can see. It is level 47 as well, by the way. Fortress can Shadow Rush again.
Yeah.
Huntail.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you want to use Psybeam on Altaria?
Yes.
Okay. Psybeam does hit first. And does a third, maybe, to Altaria? Altaria apparently has Pursuit, which is a Dark-type move, as we've discussed, which hits Espeon for 23.
Oh,
It's not the worst. It's not amazing. Huntail used Rain Dance.
Okay.
And it started to rain.
Alright.
Fortress used Shadow Rush, which hits the Huntail down to half. So 2 more will do it for Huntail.
Okay.
Rain continues to fall, as we know. Want to just do the same thing again? Or something else?
You know what? If I was crazy, I'd do the same thing again. Shadow Rush on the Altaria, and Psybeam on the Huntail.
I respect it. I absolutely respect your decision. I like that. Surf hits Fortress down to 0. And Espeon takes 40 damage from that Surf. Quillfish or Umbreon?
Quillfish. It's a water type.
Correct. Alright, so in comes Quillfish. Espeon uses the Psybeam and takes out the Huntail. Good call, Amy.
Oh my god.
Huntail faints.
I assume it's still going to be raining, though.
Yes.
Even with it dead.
Yes.
Okay.
Quillfish gained 895. Espeon gained 895, and Espeon is level 43.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
125 HP. 68 attack, 61 defense, 128 special attack, 94 special defense, and 117 speed.
Love it.
Right? Me too. In comes Lantern.
Ah. Good buddy of mine.
Altaria used Pursuit again, almost certainly against Espeon again. Yes. Super effective. Rain does, in fact, continue to fall.
Okay. Now, here's my question to you.
Yes.
Should I use Surf because it's raining? Or should I use Pin Missile because the reason why I put Quillfish in was just so that it wouldn't really be weak to the fact that it was getting hit with water. But if I use something that might actually do more to this water Pokemon, maybe that makes more sense. But I'm asking you because I'm not really sure.
Yeah, so again, as a reminder with your Quillfish's special attack is trash. So to use Surf on a part water-type Lantern and an Altaria that resists water, you're going to do no damage to either of them.
Right, okay.
Whereas Pin Missile, Poison Sting, and Takedown actually have a chance of doing something.
Okay. Right, so I think I do Pin Missile on Lantern.
Okay.
And I try Psybeam again on Altaria.
Okay. Psybeam hits. Okay, puts Altaria to a third. It looks like one more will do it. Altaria uses Pursuit again. It's done 23 each other time, and I think you're above 23. You are. So you go to 16.
Okay.
Quillfish does use Pin Missile, and it misses. Lantern used Thunder and kills Quillfish with a crit. I don't think the crit mattered. Umbreon is your only remaining Pokemon.
Great.
And he still has his Shadow Pokemon waiting in the wings.
And Espeon is almost dead.
Yes, so we can take a turn to use some items if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't think it's I think it's necessary.
Okay. So, well, the question is then, do you want to use an item on Umbreon's turn to heal up Espeon and then use Espeon to kill Altaria?
Yes.
Okay. So, Espeon, is down by 109. So,
Jesus.
it's probably just a hyper. Oops, sorry, I kind of went the wrong way, but it's probably just a hyper potion here.
Yeah. We have 11 of them, so
Correct.
whatever.
Regains 109. Okay, and then Espeon can Psybeam the Altaria.
Yes.
Goes first again, as we know, it's fast. And finishes off the Altaria.
Thank God.
Now you will see who his Shadow Pokemon is. Do you not remember? Okay. Umbreon gained 925. And Espeon gained 925.
Awesome.
And his Shadow Pokemon is Raikou.
Fuck.
Because Suicune and Entei were the other two. So here is the third to complete the trio. We talked about this many episodes ago, so you did know it then, you just forgot that that was the progression that these guys were going through. But Espeon became confused from the Confuse Ray from Lantern. So what I would suggest, your call entirely, but what I would suggest is, since they have a Raikou out and it's raining, you might want to revive out your Piloswine and give yourself the best chance possible.
I was gonna say we should put Furret in, but Furret's in the fucking box.
Correct. But why Furret?
Because it has Thunder.
Why would you want to use Thunder against... Oh, you mean against Lantern?
What?
Why would you want to use Thunder against two electric
Because it'll
types?
definitely hit, because it's raining.
Oh, okay.
Raikou is an electric type?
Yes, look at it.
Okay. I don't fucking know.
Oh, okay. Yes. So, Entei was the fire type, Suicune's the water, Raikou is electric. Sorry.
Alright,
So as you know, with Umbreon, you can Bite, Toxic, Secret Power, Feint Attack. You can switch, you can use an item on its turn.
I like how this lantern is 7 levels higher than a Raikou.
I know. Well, and it's because all of the legendary dogs have been level 40, and so actually this is one of the first times, if not the first time, that you're facing one of the legendary dogs, and it's not like drastically over-leveled compared to you.
Right. You know what? What do you want to... What were you saying about Piloswine?
Well, so the two Pokemon that you're facing off against, one is full electric, one is part electric. Piloswine is the ground type that's immune to electric. I said if you wanted, now would be the time to revive Piloswine in case, or to, I think, to give yourself the best chance. It's very possible, especially with Lantern on the field, by the way. Lantern could use a water type attack and just kill Piloswine outright, but if you tried to like use Umbreon's turn to heal up or use items and Espeon's turn to try to kill Lantern, then you'd be left with just Raikou.
Yeah.
And so then if Raikou killed either Espeon or Umbreon, you could then send in Piloswine and again have the best chance against it, hopefully.
Umbreon's turn to revive and or heal Piloswine, whatever.
Revive first. Yeah, revive first, heal next turn or whatever. Okay.
And then Espeon can Psybeam the Lantern.
Okay. Just so that you don't think that I'm trying to pull one over on you, or you remember that Espeon is confused.
Okay.
Just FYI, it could hurt itself and miss this attack.
It's fine.
I still think this is your best plan, but just be aware that's a possibility. Espeon is confused. Son of a bitch. Okay, but Espeon's still back at full health. Raikou did use Thunder on Espeon, who had that high special attack, or special defense. Hydro Pump from Lantern missed Espeon, and the rain stopped.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Hell yes!
Wow, that was a stroke of luck.
So now you have two choices here, in my opinion. You were planning on using Umbreon's turn to heal up Piloswine. You could use Umbreon's turn to heal up Espeon first, if you want. Or you could just focus on Piloswine.
Let's heal Espeon.
Espeon, sorry, let's just remind ourselves, is down by 90. Even Lemonade does 80, so we have to use another Hyper.
Or we can use a Lemonade.
You want to leave it down by 10?
Yeah, who cares?
Okay, I mean... Alright, recovers 80. Espeon will try Psybeam on Lantern again. Espeon is confused. Come on, baby. Damn it! Okay, down to 100. Raikou used Thunder, and it hits Espeon, down to 28. Rain Dance again.
This is pointless. Let's heal the Piloswine.
You got it. Piloswine down by 78 or so we'll heal it up 80.
Yeah.
It recovers by 77. Okay.
Alright, can we put it in yet?
You'd have to switch and let it take an attack.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
As opposed to what?
As opposed to
just letting
fighting
the
with Espeon.
Die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you go first. So if you break through the confusion, you at least hits the Lantern with a Psybeam.
Yeah, I just doubt it actually is going to happen.
Only one way to find out. You did it, Amy. Psybeam hits Lantern. Okay. Does over a third. Raikou used Thunder, as we know. But down goes Espeon. Now we have a full health Piloswine to come in. Don't do it. Come on. Yes! Lantern used Thunder, and it didn't affect Piloswine. Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you want to keep using Umbreon to use items? Try to revive Espeon up again? Or do you want to just start attacking?
Start attacking. I ain't got all day.
Bite, Toxic, Secret Power, or Faint Attack?
Bite.
On Lantern still?
Yes.
And Dig?
Yeah, I guess.
On Lantern or Raikou?
I'm not sure.
Because Ground is neutral against water, despite the fact that it's weak to water. Ground will do neutral damage to water, which means that the electric typing on Lantern would make it weak to Dig. It will be super effective. Dig will be super effective against Lantern.
How?
It's water electric type.
Yes, I know.
So electric is weak to ground,
Uh-huh.
and water is neutral from ground. So super effective plus neutral equals super effective.
Oh.
It's super effective plus not very effective that equals neutral, right?
Okay.
So do you want to do it on the Lantern or the Raikou? Obviously the Raikou, clearly weak to ground.
The Lantern. I just want to kill it.
Raikou did use Thunder on Umbreon, obviously. Still could take another one of those.
Good.
Umbreon does
Probably
use
have to.
Bite, yeah. On Lantern, Flinch. Flinch, you son of a bitch. Yes! Oh my god! Yes! Nicely done, Amy. This is awesome. Okay.
Alright.
Try to bite it again.
Let's try to bite the Raikou. Maybe it'll do better.
Okay. Well, the other... So, let me ask you a different question, right? You have not really been focused on catching Shadow Pokemon. If possible, would you like to try to catch this Raikou? Or do you want to just kill it and move on with your life?
I mean, at this point, I want to move on with my life regardless.
Okay. So then, alright, so you want to just bite it, you said?
Yes.
Raikou used Thunder on Umbreon, who lives at 13. Umbreon used Bite on the Raikou. It does that much.
I think it does more on the Lantern.
Hydro Pump will finish off a critical hit, too. Irrelevant, but still. Umbreon faints. Piloswine is your only remaining Pokemon. So it digs. Super effective. Finishes off Lantern.
Good. Hi, Lantern. I love you.
Piloswine gained 1,570 experience.
Jesus.
And rain continues to fall. Now what?
Blizzard.
Can I ask why?
Oh, it wasn't the dig that only did that. It was the fucking bite.
Correct.
Okay. Dig it is.
Yes, Dig will be super effective. Shadow Rush from Raikou does very little.
Oh, good.
Raikou's hit with Recoil. You dig a hole. Rain stops. Okay, Raikou uses Shadow Rush but misses. Dig hits. Crits and kills.
Okay.
Amy. Oh my god.
I guess it's a good thing that I wasn't planning on catching it.
Ugh. Piloswine gained...
Not as though I had a choice.
Piloswine gained 1,851 experience. Wow. That was the scariest fight you've been in this game, I think.
Obviously.
Wow. Alright. You beat Cypher Admin Ein. This power, it defies belief. You got $4,800 for winning. Holy shit, Ein. Huh. Your struggle to get here was all in vain. the shadow Pokemon we produced have already been moved elsewhere. And that, of course, includes the ultimate shadow Pokemon I created for the boss. He left something on the table. It's a data ROM.
Ooh.
We obtained the data ROM. So we could try to continue on, but there's possibilities that we'd be fighting more enemies, and we have only Piloswine right now because everybody else has fainted.
Yeah.
So you want to go back and then come back to this point?
Yes, we need to.
All right. So you know what?
Unfortunate as it may be.
That's fine. So we will do that in between this episode and next episode, and then next episode we will continue on in this lab, presumably finishing it off, because, I mean, that was clearly the boss battle, so hopefully we'll be done here and we can move on to other things. I mean, obviously, he said that they were moved elsewhere, but we don't know what elsewhere means, so hopefully there will be some indication as we move forward in this direction as to where elsewhere is. But, okay. Amy, this was a very stressful fight and kind of a stressful episode.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Fucking terrible. I absolutely hated this episode.
Okay.
Everything about it.
Why?
If I could go back and decide not to film this episode, I would.
Yeah. Well, that was my fault, right? Because we accidentally ran into that trainer at the start.
Well, that too, but... Yeah, just there was nothing enjoyable about this episode for me. But hopefully that means that the worst is over since we fought Ein.
Yeah. Was he...
And Raikou is dead now as well.
Yeah, so you've fainted all 3 legendary dogs.
Yeah.
Right? You beat Entei, you beat Suicune, and now you beat... Well, you could argue that you didn't beat Entei because the Geodude blew up or whatever. But still, your Pokemon gained experience for Entei fainting.
I was there when it happened.
And you fainted Suicune and Raikou. That's so funny, though. Okay.
Dumbass shit. Like, you can't make this crap up. Oh my god.
It was very good. It was very, very good and very funny. Okay. So
now that was a good episode.
So, okay, but let me ask you a question, right? You've come across, I mean, you mentioned it earlier, you've come across stressful moments in Pokemon games before.
Yes, very.
And so knowing this series at this point, right, would this episode or this, like, you know, obviously if you were playing this, I guess, on your own, or if you and I were playing this not on a recording, would this have gotten you to stop playing the game, or would it just mean you're going to take a break for a little while and then come back a day or two later or whatever?
Yeah, the second one.
Okay.
I can't necessarily say that for all the Pokemon games.
Sure.
I think there maybe were some moments in some of the other generations where it seesawed between being frustrated enough for me to never play it again.
Sure.
If not for recording it. This one has different frustrations, like I said in the last or 2 episodes ago, maybe. And I said that they were about equal. I don't think they are.
Okay.
Because experiencing this episode where I was this frustrated...
Sure.
reminded me of previous generations where that happened a lot more.
Okay.
And so I think that this style of Pokemon game is maybe actually less frustrating.
Okay.
It's just still frustrating.
Yeah.
Really, the things that are the worst are you bring a Pokemon in, it maybe gets off one attack before it dies.
Okay.
That's the most frustrating.
Sure, yeah.
Second most frustrating is you can't just heal your freaking Pokemon.
Yeah.
You gotta jump through all kinds of hoops, or you gotta use up all your items.
Sure.
But similarly to the older games that we played, or I don't know if they were older chronologically, but the games that we played prior to this of Pokemon, we have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we could go buy a crap ton of items and then not care about having to go back and forth
Sure.
to heal our Pokemon by putting them in the PC, spinning around and taking them back out.
Yep.
Or, getting on our crazy chopper and flying across to Pyrite Town or wherever the hell we're going.
Yeah.
So, I think this is a turning point because of the fact that this episode was so frustrating. This is a turning point for me where I have to commit to my team, commit to not catching shadow Pokemon, commit to purchasing items, and commit to using them.
Okay.
That's what this episode has taught me.
Okay.
About what my strategy is in this game going forward.
Interesting. Okay. That's a cool takeaway. I like that. Also, I'll ask, how happy are you that you added Piloswine to your team?
Pretty happy. I'm pissed. I'm genuinely pissed that it's now level 45.
Yeah.
But it was a higher level than any of my Pokemon when I put it on my team.
Yes, because it was of that generation of Shadow Pokemon, similar to Forretress and Granbull,
Right.
that started at level 43, whereas
It was at 42, I believe.
I think it was only 43 that was available to you. I could be wrong,
Okay.
but people can go back and watch the other
Regardless.
episodes. Yeah. But Espeon only just got to level 43.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah. It's technically only 2 levels higher, but I still see your point.
Yes, but Quillfish is level 39 right now.
I was just going to say.
I'm not happy with how far apart it is from Piloswine right now.
Now, I will say, don't forget, when you went to face Myra B, and you had to go through the cave before you got to Myra B, you didn't know before you got to the cave that Myra B had a bunch of Ludicolo's.
Right.
But, if you recall, when you were, when you were going through the cave, the Pokemon that you were coming up against that the trainers were using in the cave, so many of them were Lotads and Lombres. Not all of them, but many of them. More so than any other Pokemon that you saw.
Right.
And in this lab, who did you see the most? Electric types.
Yeah.
Which is why Piloswine did really well, because apparently this game likes to do that. They like to give you gauntlets where the boss is like the ultimate user of that type of Pokemon.
Right.
And so Piloswine did really well against the Magnemites, the Magnetons, the Electrodes and Electrics and stuff like that, because it was immune to electric. And then it threw you a curveball with Lantern that Ein used, and then obviously Raikou, of course, right?
Now, if only the other Pokemon games that we had played were more similar to that. Because how many times did we go into a gym where it said, oh, this is an ice gym.
Yep.
And there was like one ice move that one of the Pokemon had, and it wasn't even an ice type Pokemon.
Yep.
And you're just like, what the fuck? Like, I did a bunch of leveling and switching around of my team so that I could come to this gym and actually fight it properly.
Yeah.
And then you lied to me about what it was.
And meanwhile, that's a place where at the door, right, the dude is like, hey, you're about to enter the ice-type gym.
Right.
Whereas here, they don't tell you. I mean, obviously, we knew when we started seeing those researchers, we had to face 2 of them before we were like, okay, the researchers clearly have electric-type Pokemon.
Right.
But it was also Magnemites that were part steel. So it's like, we really have to focus to be able to get rid of these damn things. Now, interestingly, this is the area that you got Forretress in, I think, was in this lab. I could be wrong, but I believe it was here. But, so you were struggling because it was an electric type, right? Because you had Quillfish, you had Mantine, etc. but you also were struggling because it was steel type. So you had Furret, right, who couldn't use any normal type attacks. Espeon couldn't use psychic or normal against it because it was part steel. So, and then you got a steel type in Forretress, which, I mean, except for the water types, nothing attacked Forretress. Nothing. Everything let your Forretress just sit there, and then your Grand Bull or whoever else came in the Grand Bull slot got decimated as Forretress just sat there and, like, entered hyper mode a million times.
Yeah, that's the main thing about this game that's very annoying, is that whoever ends up in that spot that's just going to get attacked a zillion times over is fucked.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter.
Yep. Yeah, and it would have been the same thing, or it was the same thing when you put Piloswine in against electric types, right? Umbreon kept getting hit with attacks because Piloswine wasn't. And so it meant that Umbreon had to tank all of that stuff. You're absolutely right.
But to go back to what you were saying before,
yes,
I hated the fact that in this game it was, well, everybody's a this type.
Right.
Because then by the time I frickin' learned that and learned how to fight it effectively, we would switch our team around so that it was able to do that.
Yep.
And then they would switch up what you were fighting against.
Yep.
And it was a slap in the face every single time.
Yeah.
And it happened basically every single time.
Right. Yeah, because you had to face two of the researchers before you noticed the pattern, and then the next person you fought was a Cypher Peon who didn't have electric types, they had, like, poison types. So, I get you. This was a longer episode. I wanted to kind of decompress following the stress of that final battle and really everything leading up to here.
Thank you, because... yeah, I was very displeased with this episode.
So I want to hear from other people because I think it's important for Amy to hear that she's not being unreasonable in feeling this way, because a lot of people, you know, if they're just like, oh, well, that's just Pokemon and I have to accept it. That's one thing, but like this was frustrating. Like, this was annoying, and it was tough. This was a tough one.
Speaking of which, I'm going to take my headphones off.
Sure.
Can't stand the freaking alarm sound anymore.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry,
everybody.
guys. I just can't. I just can't right now. Ugh.
But, I mean, the fact that you got out of that fight, obviously you had to revive it and heal it back up to full, but that once you did that, right, you put Piloswine in against his two strongest Pokemon. Well, I guess level-wise it wasn't, because Raikou was only level 40, but it was a Shadow Pokemon and it was a Legendary.
Yeah.
So arguably his two strongest Pokemon, but they were definitely his last two Pokemon, right? You put Piloswine in there against his last two Pokemon, and Piloswine came out 27 points down.
Yeah.
From
That's
full.
pretty cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I didn't get to enjoy that.
Right.
Because, you know, I didn't get to sit there and be proud of the fact that he came out of that, or she came out of that only 27 points down, because I was too busy being pissed off at everything else that happened.
Sure, yeah. Okay, now you mentioned it quickly, and then, I mean, we'll get to the end of this episode eventually, but you mentioned it kind of towards the end there. If the opportunity arose, especially with how little damage Piloswine was taking, would you have tried to catch the Raikou?
Yes.
Okay. Because I genuinely don't know. I mean, you were level 45, and your attack stat's pretty high on Piloswine. I don't know if the crit mattered, and folks can definitely let me know their thoughts in the comments down below. But you used a ground-type move on a ground-type Pokemon against an electric type, and you were 5 levels higher. So, and you have the soft sand on Piloswine, which boosts ground-type moves.
Right.
So, like I said, I don't know that the crit mattered to killing the Raikou, but I could be wrong. I don't offhand know Raikou's base stats for defense. Mm-hmm. But there was a possibility, right? There was a world where that wouldn't have critted. You would have hit it. It would have been very low, and you could have tried to catch it. and Piloswine would have just tanked a bunch of hits for every time that you missed, right, or that it broke out or whatever. And you could have tried to catch it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, and like I said, Raikou went the route of every other legendary dog where it died, and you got the experience for it instead.
It's like the legendary birds.
Well, you chose that, though.
It's just in keeping with it, that's all.
Well, yeah, I was going to say all the legendary trios, but no, because you tried the Reggies and you tried the Lake Spirits, right?
I got the Reggies.
I'm just saying, you attempted them as opposed to just straight killing them. But regardless, obviously that's slight spoilers for our Sapphire and Diamond playthroughs, which you can check out on this channel. And speaking of on this channel, right, we're good for this episode? Okay. Speaking of on this channel, please don't forget, if you want to find out exactly when next week's video comes out, we can see if this game gets less frustrating next week. Please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. You will get notifications whenever any of our videos come out, including more of this series next week. As I alluded to, we also are playing through the mainline Pokemon games, continuing every Tuesday. Right now, we are on Gen 5, Amy's first time ever playing through Gen 5 of Pokemon, so I encourage you to check that out as well. But for now, I'll remind you that we have other channels. Links down in the description box below for Geek for All, our Magic the Gathering channel.
And Gluten Free for All.
So feel free to head there, sub, and ring the bells there as well if any of that stuff sounds interesting to you. And please don't forget, because this is YouTube, and the algorithm is what the algorithm is, please don't forget that likes and shares go a very long way also. Again, it helps us to be able to continue to make all this cool stuff that hopefully you are all continuing to enjoy.
Right.
So, for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I've been Joe.
And I'm Mimi.
And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.